Okay, here we are for part 2 of How to Learn Fury by MUSE. We ended off with this arpeggio. And then to go to the next arpeggio, keep your middle finger where it was, your second finger where it was. And you had that shape that we had before, but you don't have your pinky down. You release your pinky, and you've got your first finger on the 5th fret on the G string behind the pinky, but when you lift up the pinky, you go from to just by lifting up your pinky. So you play that 3 times. Play that 3 times, and then that 4th time you can do the transition that some of us on the internet do. It's the same thing as the last one. You play the B string and the G string, B string, and then you put your pinky back up there on the 8th fret. 8th fret of the B string. That shape right there is actually kind of like a D minor 7 shape. But we don't hear that D at all. So it doesn't sound like a D chord, but those notes are in a D minor 7. So anyway, enough theory. Anyway, after this, you slide your middle finger down to the 5th fret of the B string, and then rock. And then you, what I do is I use my first finger to cover both the D and G string on the 5th fret. So this is a C chord, but you're only playing these 3 strings, the D, G, and B, the whole time. So if I'm playing this with the whammy on and the toe down, and I separate the notes and don't let them ring out, what I do is I rock back. See my wrist move? The pad of my first finger is rocking over the strings simultaneously. Like I'm playing the G string, and then I tip my finger over, I roll my finger over like that to play the D string, and it releases pressure on the G string behind it, but it's still, my finger's still touching it, so it's muted. So this is G, and that's D, and then I roll over to the D, and then that's the G. So like that, so I don't let them ring out with each other. Transition from that, you do, of course, up and down 3 times, and then B string, G string, B string, and then 6th fret of the B string. And then keep your middle finger where it is, that's your pivot, and slide your first finger down to the 4th fret on the G string. And then put your ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string. Play it up and down 4 times straight through. There's no transition really. And then you play the whole thing again. And then when you play the whole thing again, you start at the top, play the whole thing again, and then you hold that note. You can do whatever you want there. You know, some people go. Some people, you know, you can do whatever you want. like to vibrato sometimes, or I'll mess around with the whammy. So that's the chorus, and you're gonna play the chorus 3 times throughout the song, and yeah, there you go. The next bit, you're gonna go back to. You're gonna do that, and then you're gonna play the chorus again. You're gonna play the chorus again like that, and then you're gonna play this like. It sounds like this. Sounds like that. What that is, there's 2 ways to play this, depending on whether you have a whammy or not. With how I play it with the whammy is heel down, so I get the octave below, and it sounds really deep. It's not a power chord, but it's so thick that you don't need the 5th to make it any thicker. But if you don't have a whammy, then play it with the power chords, and it's going to be an E power chord on the 7th fret of the A string. If you see here. Right there. And then we're going to play the G power chord on the 3rd fret. Then the A sharp power chord on the 6th fret. B. Then E, which is going to be the open E, open low E, and your, I use my first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. So 7th fret on the A. This is a movable shape, right? This is a movable 5th power chord. Everybody should know this. If you've been playing for a day, you know this. 7th fret on the A, 3rd fret on the E, 6th fret on the E, 7th fret on the E, and the E power chord, open E power chord, and you do that part is a power chord on the 5th fret, a D power chord on the 5th fret of the A string, then a D sharp power chord on the 6th fret, and then the 7th fret on the A again. It's chromatic like that. Like ballroom blitz or something. That's how I would play it if I didn't have a whammy. But since I have a whammy, I play single notes, and I play the same using the same root note, but I don't play the 5th, so I can play it kind of keeping my hand in the same positions. So I use my pinky on the 7th fret of the A string, first finger on the G, 3rd fret of the E string, 3rd finger, 6th fret E, pinky 7th fret E, open E, and then 2nd finger, 5th fret of the A, then 6th fret, 3rd finger, 6th fret of the A, and then, that back that. Yeah, so that's how I play that part. Yeah, I think I'll leave this video right where it is, and go into the solo, pseudo solo next.